Take you back to the Durban CBD, where protesters linked to Cosatu are marching to Premier Sihle Zikalala's office. They are basically complaining over fuel price increases and the cost of living in the country. Let's go back to Letiwe Mdluli now. Hopefully she can hear me this time. Letiwe, I was asking you earlier whether or not you've made it to the Premier's office, and if the memorandum of demands has been read out. What does it say?
Well, Masako, at the moment we are in the Durban CBD at the Marine Parade building where the offices of the Premier are actually situated. As you can see from what is currently happening behind me, members of the Federation have arrived and they are expecting to hand over the memorandum, and we do believe that the MEC for Community Safety is going to receive that memorandum of demands. One of the things that they are calling for or marching against, of course, are the rising fuel prices, which they say are contributing to the high prices of living. I'm right now joined by Usisizanele Kumete, who is from Denosa here in KZN. Sizanele, we were talking about the wage problem that Denosa is currently just calling for government to look into. Take us through what you are calling for as a union.
Good afternoon, viewers. Thank you for having me. As Denosa, we are part of this protest because it talks about our issues, mostly the attack on collective bargaining. We haven't healed from the reneging of government from Resolution 1 of 2018. We find it very difficult to believe that the government can afford to allow fuel and food to increase the prices, but our salaries remain the same. How are we supposed to cope with such increases? Because these increases are affecting us directly as nurses in particular, because we are taking care of our families. So if everything is rising but our salaries are not rising, it becomes a problem. And another issue that we are protesting against is the issue of unemployment. As it is in this province, we've got about more than 3,000 vacant posts of nurses that are not filled. And also we've got 84 ComServe nurses that were trained by the department. How can you train people and then at the end of the day you are saying you don't have money? That means there was poor planning. And yet there are shortages of staff. So that is why we are here as an alliance, as an affiliate of Cosatu, sending a strong message to the government that it is our duty to protect our members, nurses in particular, against this exploitation by the employer.
You were also saying that nurses have not received a wage increase since 2020.
Of course, nurses have not received wage increase since the government reneged on the agreement and took us to court. So we haven't received any increase, and yet fuel is increasing every day. It's now more than 24 rand, and food is increasing every day, but our salaries remain the same. How are we supposed to cope with that?
Thank you so much, sis.
Thank you very much.
Well, Masako, those are some of the grievances by some of the unions that have joined in with Cosatu, calling for the government to come up with a plan to slash those fuel prices and also look into the issue of unemployment in the country and the high cost of living.
All right, Letiwe Mdluli in the Durban city centre. Let's leave it there for now.